talking about Candy by Prada. The notes in this are caramel, benzoin, and musk. This is way better than I expected. I thought it was going to smell super like synthetic candy-ish. I didn't really look at the notes before smelling it. And I was picturing just like a generic kind of candy like fruity floral or something almost like Valentino Donna Born in Roma. But I'm really pleasantly surprised by this. It does not get too cloying or too over the top sweet to my nose. Perfect amount of like powderiness where it does not become like a dusty powder bomb. It just kind of adds this interesting, slight different kind of almost textural feel to it. Light sweetness and straight up just smells good to me. It's a bit too feminine leaning for my own taste of what I like to wear, but if my wife wore this, if a friend that I was spending time with wore this, I would be glad to smell it regularly. Yeah, I also tried for myself putting it on skin and layering it with DS and Durga Leather Eyes, and I liked how that came out. Yeah, so I think this is actually really maybe not underrated, but I don't see people talk about it like this, at least on channels that focus on like unisex or masculine fragrances, that this would be so good for layering, even if you don't like feminine fragrances. You could even do like a DIY by the fireplace by combining this with something smoky. So overall to me, this is a major standout as far as feminine designers go. I know that might sound ridiculous because this is, I think, considered super basic and just, it's not new and worn by a lot of people, but it's like, even among a lot of the ones that are so popular that someone would be considered basic for calling them a standout scent, to me, this is just way more appealing than most. And I think it's a good combination to my nose of like, pleasant, that smells good, and also like that smells attractive. It's not like raunchy sexy like Delina Exclusive or something like that, but I do think it still has that vibe of being very attractive. Yeah, moderate longevity and projection, which I think is kind of good for this. It could become too over the top sweet and cloying if there was too much of a cloud of it, so I think that's kind of appropriate for this. List price is around $70 for a 50 ml, I believe. Yeah, I totally recommend checking this out if you like. And the caramel here doesn't, by the way, go too like so gourmand, sugary sweet. This is almost like a very mature take on a gourmand. I don't think I would think this was a gourmand if I just smelled it without kind of seeing some other people call it that. But it's also not like a basic vanilla or anything. So yeah, nothing crazy, but for something about it is a bit unique to me for a designer scent because maybe the lack of florals, the lack of the like sugary sweet vanilla and more of like kind of a mature, not in a bad way or like elderly or something like that, just like slightly refined. And yeah, I think this is really nice, and I will put a link in the description where you can get a bottle or sample.